Hello and welcome. I'm Jessica Hawk. Thank you all for joining us today for Ignite and this session on the power of automation and AI. So let's get into it. The innovation landscape is changing. As Satya talked about, the world is in an uncertain place. But even in this environment, we have seen so many companies taking advantage of what cloud can do for them. Greater cost efficiency, reduced complexity, and purpose-built solutions meeting their most urgent needs. And that's because these companies know innovation will be their best guide on the path forward. We call this quality, this unwavering belief in the value of innovation, digital perseverance. And here to help us break it down is John Montgomery. John, great to see you today, and thanks so much for being here. I know we are all really looking forward to hearing from you.
And I'm really excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
I was just talking about digital perseverance, and I'm curious, how would you explain it in your own words?
For me, digital perseverance is about leaning into changes in technology, even when budgets are tight. Actually, make that especially when budgets are tight. AI is a huge accelerant here. I was talking with a large airline about their need to adapt to COVID. Because of a government mandate, they had to validate that all 30,000 of their employees were vaccinated. This required them to process multiple different formats of vaccination forms in multiple languages. Using Azure AI, they were able to deliver a fully functional, accurate solution in a month, saving time and money.
It's a great explanation. And that's why AI and automation are so valuable. They're key ingredients helping you do more with less.
One of our customers, the London Stock Exchange, is using just one of our AI capabilities, and it's helping their analysts save 4,000 hours a week as they read and process their documents.
And the benefits go beyond just being more productive. It's also about job satisfaction and morale, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. In a recent survey, we found that the use of no-code or low-code platforms or apps is shown to have led to an 83% positive impact on work satisfaction and workload by users. When people are freed from tedious, low-value tasks and feel empowered to contribute their best work, regardless of technical skills, everyone wins.
Absolutely. And to go back to where I started, these wins are made possible by companies investing in cloud-scale technology, which is built on a foundation of data. And the volume of data we have today is nearly beyond the human ability to comprehend, which means we need a new approach to manage and make sense of it all.
But that doesn't mean you need to spend years re-architecting your data platform. Organizations across industries and geographies are using AI and automation for small things that free up big chunks of time and big ideas that need help to get off the ground.
So now I'm going to spend a few minutes sharing how Microsoft is helping organizations access AI and automation within our products. And then we'll find you in a bit to talk more about the technology your engineers are building to empower customers who want to chart their own course. Becoming an AI-powered organization has never been easier. Today I'll showcase 3 things these technologies can do for you. Drive seller productivity and deepen customer engagement, improve service agent effectiveness and customer satisfaction, and enhance operational efficiency by automating repetitive business processes. When we surveyed business leaders last year, we were surprised to learn that fewer than 50% of them were satisfied with the organization's access to data and intelligence. We want to help technology professionals like you solve this challenge. People need the right answers and guidance in the moment, whether during a sales call or helping a customer troubleshoot a problem. For sellers, AI can help guide and even coach as they move prospects through the sales cycle, surfacing business context in real time to help close deals faster with a more personal touch to build more meaningful customer relationships. Microsoft Viva Sales, a seller experience application generally available now, brings together the applications people work with daily, their CRM system, Microsoft 365, and Microsoft Teams, to provide a streamlined AI-powered selling experience. It helps sellers do more with less by automatically extracting and populating any CRM with essential contextual information that is already in Outlook and Teams. Intelligence about customers and deals is delivered to the seller in real time so they can have better conversations. And conversation intelligence delivers in-the-moment context about customer sentiment, call summaries, and a list of priorities for next steps. It's truly like having a personal assistant on hand as you go through your workday, seamlessly integrated into Dynamics 365 and Microsoft Teams. Today, we are excited to share with you new conversation intelligence capabilities heading to both Viva Sales and Dynamic 365 Sales. First, we're helping sellers be more in tune with buyer needs, sentiment, and opportunities in real time so they can move conversations toward the right solution. As sellers engage customers, they'll be guided during a call or in a Teams meeting. Conversation intelligence monitors the conversation, identifying keywords, product mentions, and even named competitors. Intelligence and guidance are then generated in real time. So sellers will get recommended resources like talking points, product and pricing details, and competitive battle cards to help enrich their conversations. Rather than take notes on follow-up items to send to the customer later, they can simply share them in the moment. In addition, sellers will receive sales conversation intelligence on emails directly in Outlook. AI components scan text to surface action items, track important mentions and keywords, and highlight buying intent opportunities and other recommendations that can be updated directly in the CRM. Conversation intelligence promises to transform the way sales teams engage prospects and customers. Sellers can be more productive, more in tune with their customers, and really hear them, making the most out of every conversation. And for sales managers, they can deliver better coaching when they can see what's working and what isn't. By understanding unique behaviors of top sellers, managers can bring those learnings to the rest of the team. In fact, we believe that conversation intelligence is so transformative to the daily activity of sellers that everyone should be able to experience it. That's why I'm thrilled to share that all Dynamics 365 Sales Enterprise and Viva Sales customers now have full access to conversation intelligence. Another way to improve the sales process is to optimize the steps to close a deal. With Dynamics 365, we leverage AI for customer journey orchestration that adapts and responds to customer interactions, bringing personalized content to customers, and ensuring the right message is delivered at the right time and into the right channel. Now we're delivering that same innovation to sellers. Beginning in October, the same capability marketers use to orchestrate customer journeys will be broadened to Dynamics 365 Sales through sequencing. With sequencing, sales teams are empowered to build similar customer journeys, ensuring the best experiences for their customers and their sellers. Soon, we'll expand sequencing even more. Sales managers will be able to run A/B tests on sequences to compare sales performance and build even better journeys. Moreover, sales managers can quickly identify the best activities and the most efficient channels to engage customers throughout the sales journey. So let's shift our attention from sales to customer service. As service teams focus on customer obsession, they need to scale their ability to exceed customer expectations. But it often isn't practical to achieve this growth by hiring additional staff. So the question becomes, how can I scale my customer service department without adding cost and complexity? Well, by integrating AI and automation into the contact center, support teams can provide the convenient service options customers want while focusing agents on providing exceptional service for more complex cases. In July, we introduced the Microsoft Digital Contact Center Platform, an open, extensible, and collaborative contact center solution designed to deliver seamless customer journeys. This is the only solution of this kind on the market today, delivering a true omnichannel engagement experience for nearly any live agent and self-service scenario. Automation and AI power nearly every step in the workflow, helping to streamline the service agent's interactions, reduce caseloads, and engage in a more personalized and empathetic way. It starts with intelligent routing that automatically matches customers to a live agent with the best suited experience and capacity for the customer's need, or to self-service options that empower customers to take care of their needs quickly and easily. Companies like HP are using AI-powered virtual agents to converse with customers intelligently and efficiently, with predictive intent that knows what they are calling about based on factors like purchase history, and biometric authentication from Nuance that verifies people seamlessly and securely across channels, safeguarding customer experiences and helping to prevent fraud. This helps take the burden off of agents from repeatedly having to handle easy-to-solve cases. During live support sessions, Automation and AI help agents engage in a more personalized way, with conversation intelligence that suggests the next best response, and sentiment analysis that helps agents understand customer emotions and needs for more responsive solutions. For more complex cases, intelligent case swarming suggests a list of experts matched by skill set and expertise who can be engaged via teams to discuss and quickly align on next steps. All of these automation and AI capabilities are on an open, extensible, and adaptive platform that integrates with a variety of contact center and CRM systems. Now, let's dig deeper into innovations we're introducing that help to automate repetitive processes so that people can focus on what's most important. When it comes to revolutionizing your day-to-day processes, there is nothing quite like Power Platform. Low code enables organizations to punch above their weight in IT resources, doing more and at a lower cost. The low code products that make up the Microsoft Power Platform help everyone across your organization innovate by giving them the ability to analyze data, build solutions, automate processes, and create chatbots, saving time and money. And we're continuing to deliver more value by bringing AI to the Power Platform. Today, in Power Apps, you can describe what you want to do, and GPT will generate a list of the most relevant formulas for you to choose from. With Express Designs, simply upload an image or Figma design file, and it is converted into a working UI with a back-end data schema. Now, we're bringing this innovation to Power Automate to drive efficiency at scale. In Power Automate, you can now use natural language to describe the cloud flow you want to create. Here, AI helps to turn low code into no code, making it easier for more people to build different types of automation faster. With AI Builder, IT and businesses can bring together intelligence to their solutions and build, train, and publish AI models without any code. And today we are announcing Feedback Loop to help you flag and retrain documents for higher accuracy, support for unstructured data, and additional support for text recognition to identify 164 languages. We're also excited to announce support for unstructured documents to extract data from free-form documentation. Processing documents has truly never been easier. Another place where we're putting AI at your fingertips is in the wide world of content. Think for a moment about the mind-boggling amount of content out there right now. By some estimates, we'll hit 130 billion terabytes by 2025. Content is more than documents. It's forms, videos, audio files, and more. Most content is unstructured and often locked up in siloed repositories, or even worse, drafted on paper and sitting in a warehouse. Today, organizations spend $46 billion a year storing and managing content, netting countless hours of manual processing. Storage alone is not the answer. The answer is what we call Content AI, which uses cloud and AI to transform how content is created, processed, and discovered, empowering people and automating workflows at scale. That's why we're announcing Microsoft Syntex, Content AI in the flow of work. Because business knows no borders, Syntex is ready to translate content across dozens of languages. It also makes it easier to consume large documents by generating AI-powered summaries that surface important takeaways and action items. And it uses AI to help you classify files, extract metadata, and assemble new content by integrating AI Builder and native syntax models. Now, let's see Syntex in action. Over to you, Susan.
Thanks, Jessica. I'm excited to share a little more about Microsoft Syntex. Let's take a look. Megan is a project lead at Contoso Green Energy and just sent out an invitation for bids. When a new proposal comes in, Syntex extracts key information like the bid number, manufacturer, and price. Based on a rule within Syntex, the bid is routed for review by the product team, and Megan gets an alert. The bid is lengthy and in Spanish, so Megan uses Syntex to translate it and build a summary of key information. One of the phrases describes a possible discount, so she clicks on the phrase to learn more. Through automation for common actions, Megan uses Syntex and the new e-signature feature to route an agreement based on the proposal to her supplier. She could just as easily use Adobe Acrobat Sign, DocuSign, or another service. Back to you, Jessica.
Thanks, Susan. Microsoft Syntex will be available in preview later this year, with more services being added monthly. If you're already a Microsoft 365 user, you can try it out on a pay-as-you-go basis. I've shared a little about what our products do right out of the box to improve efficiency. But what if you need to build a more tailored solution? For that, let's bring back John.
Thanks, Jessica. Our Azure AI portfolio of services empowers customers to embed state-of-the-art AI into their own applications and workflows in the same way we've embedded Azure AI into the Dynamics 365 and Power Platform. First up, I'd like to talk about Azure Form Recognizer, an AI service with tremendous customer momentum. If Marie Kondo were here, she'd probably agree that document processing doesn't spark joy. It's tedious. And that's why organizations use Azure Form Recognizer to ensure employees and customers can spend their time on more valuable tasks. Consider H&R Block, which processes around 12 million tax returns a year. They're using AI and automation to help make tax filing easier for everyone. For example, they're using the pre-built W-2 model in Form Recognizer, which automatically extracts information from W-2s with high accuracy, whether the customer uploads a PDF or a photo of a W-2 taken on their phone. This removes friction for customers and employees while saving H&R Block time and money. We're always adding new pre-built models into Form Recognizer to help customers get started more easily. At Ignite, we're releasing a pre-built AI model for contracts to automatically extract things like parties and payment terms for easier contract management and analysis. We've also expanded support to 275 languages to help customers serve a wider audience. Combing through files to find the right information is another tedious task where AI can help. Earlier, Jessica shared how Microsoft Syntex uses advanced AI to make it easier for Microsoft Office users to find what they need. But what about customers that need a custom solution? Beiersdorf is a global market leader for skincare products and has a large R&D department. A while back, they realized that researchers were struggling to find the information they needed quickly because they were searching through research data stored in various places and formats, including more than 800 SharePoint sites, a data lake, and other internal and public sources. Now, researchers use Azure Cognitive Search to derive direct, accurate answers from search queries. And they use the Cognitive Service for Language to generate document summaries, so they don't have to sift through long documents to find what they need. I'm excited to share that the Cognitive Service for Language now offers expanded summarization capabilities for documents and conversations to help you make information easily discoverable and actionable. I've talked about our pre-built AI models, but most customers also need their own unique models for tasks like forecasting or fraud detection. Creating models from scratch requires data scientists to clean the data, then spend days fine-tuning algorithms to drive up their accuracy. This is where Azure Machine Learning comes into play, and why Microsoft is investing heavily in automated machine learning. AutoML helps teams automate the time-consuming, iterative tasks of model training, so you only need to fine-tune your model in the last mile to get it production-ready, saving significant time. One of the challenges with AutoML, though, is it's a bit of a black box. It generates a result, and data scientists need to figure out the next step. Now, we're also helping these data scientists move more quickly by automatically generating the code used to train AutoML models, which will make fine-tuning much easier. And most critically, users will have peace of mind because they can see and understand exactly how their model was created for a more responsible AI approach. Combined with the Responsible AI dashboard, now generally available, teams can debug their models for things like explainability and fairness directly in their flow of work. Let's take Analog Devices, for example. Analog Devices is a global leader in the design and manufacturing of circuits used to help solve the toughest engineering challenges. They're combining customized model training with featureization derived from AutoML's code generation feature to fine-tune the performance of a classification model for supply chain planning. With AutoML, they can reduce decision-making time for work-in-process management within a key manufacturing stage, delivering more accurate inventory planning and increased customer responsiveness. Now let's bring it all together with a really meaty example. When you think about how data, automation, and AI can really make an impact, one of the most compelling scenarios is the industrial metaverse. You can hear more about this emerging paradigm from Judson Althoff, but in a nutshell, the industrial metaverse brings together vast quantities of real-world and IoT data, digital twins, AI, and simulation to bridge the physical and digital worlds. One great example of the power and the potential of the industrial metaverse is this story from Bosch. Bosch wanted to reduce complexity on their factory floors and help make life easier for their customers and employees. They took on the challenge of predictive maintenance, which focuses on reducing downtime by forecasting and responding quickly to wear and tear, or inefficient or unnecessary proactive maintenance to avoid a shutdown. and they solved it. With a digital twin of their factory lines, their machines can trigger an automatic alert when a machine's telemetry flags an issue before something breaks down. The alerts are routed automatically through Microsoft Teams for simple issues, or Dynamics 365 Field Service when a service ticket is needed. And all the data from this system feeds back to itself, continuously training and improving its own models, so Bosch's predictive maintenance is getting better all the time. That's the kind of disruption that makes Bosch a leader in the manufacturing industry.
Based on what we've covered today, it's safe to say AI and automation help future-proof your business. These technologies allow you to move from digital resilience to digital perseverance, so your business is ready for whatever comes next. And we're here to help you do this responsibly. We're committed to the advancement of AI that's driven by principles that put people first. We believe AI should treat all people fairly, perform reliably and safely, be secure and respect privacy, empower everyone and engage people, be understandable, and that people should be accountable for AI systems. When it comes to this innovation, Microsoft meets you where you are, regardless of skill level, by infusing AI and automation into all our platforms so everyone can benefit. We've got a ton of great sessions to follow, including many opportunities to get your questions answered by Microsoft experts. Thanks for watching, and we hope you have a great Ignite.